So this video is for those people who want to use Google Forms for the very first time and maybe you don't know how to go about it. I'm going to break it down step by step, beginner friendly user guide so that you can go through it step by step and also be able to make your Google form at the end of the day. All right, so let's go through it. So the very first thing that you need to do is to create a Google account. If you have it, you click on those 9 dots and then you scroll all the way down until you get to forms. Click on forms and you are then going to go on to blank form because you want to create your own. You can just add in a description there as to what your form is going to collect. In my case, I'll just say I'm going to collect demographic information. Maybe I need to know the kind of people that I'm dealing with for some reason. So the moment you do that, we'll come back to the title of the form later on at the end. So once you have that, you're going to click on that plus sign. It takes you to the questions. So you can start adding your questions from here on. For example, what is your name? So you are going to click on that drop down arrow so that you can have all types of questions there. What type of a question is this? Do you want a short answer? Yes, that's a short answer. I'm going to say my name is dash dash. And then you click on that required icon if you want that answer to be part of the form. And then you can click on add another question, that plus sign again. It gives you, maybe this time around you want to add a drop down type of question. You can say choose your age range. It depends on what you want to collect. So I can click on drop down. So if I have my drop down clicked, I can then add the options for the drop down. So if your age range is probably 18 to, let's say, 25, and then maybe you can go to 26 to probably 35, all right? And the last option for you, probably 36 to 40 something. Let me just say 36 to 49. All right, so you can continue to add whatever ranges that you have. So what you have there is a drop down kind of question where someone is just going to click on one of those options. Okay, and it's also a required question, which means that a person will not be able to submit that form before answering that question. So you add another question right there using that arrow again. Now we can go to another type of question, let's say a checkboxes question, and we can type in what is your employment status, okay, and we can say tick all that apply. All right, so tick all that apply. So we are going to make it a checkboxes type of question because I need to, someone may have full-time employment, but they may also have a side hustle, so they can tick all that apply. So they have different options for the same employment question. So number 1, you can say full-time employee, you can say I run my own business. It really depends on the type of questions that you're looking for. Option 3, you can say probably someone is not employed, so they are not working. You can also go with maybe someone is running a side hustle. So they are working full time, but after their 9 to 5 job, they come back and they start running a side hustle. So we can say I have a side hustle. So you can see that someone can tick 2 boxes there. Right, so that's a checkboxes type of question. And probably if you want, sometimes you may want to collect the actual email addresses that these people use in case when you give it to them, you didn't give them through email addresses. Or you can say briefly describe your job description, right? In case you want a long answer, right? Maybe a paragraph. So someone is just going to have leeway. In other words, they have a choice of how many words they can put in that long paragraph. And so you have provided your functional email address right there. It's right there. Choose your age range and stuff like that. All right. So you see, you cannot submit it until you have clicked on all those other red stars there. And this form is not yet accepting responses because it's not yet published, like you could see right there. So we can come to this one, we click on that, we look at the theme that we may want, so you can choose the colors. What do you want your Google form to look like? Red, orange, or even green. I personally prefer purple, so I'll just go with purple there, but that's what it would look like. That's where you do the changes. So you can hit publish. So once you hit publish, anyone with the link in this case would be able to access it. So you can shorten your URL there or the link, and then you copy it, right? So once you copy the link, you can then send it through to their emails, or you can just give them straight, maybe as a WhatsApp or whatever. Right, so you can just straight away say share, and then you add their links, and that's it. You add their email addresses, and that's it. So once people start responding, this is where you're going to get your responses, and you can just choose to link your responses to Sheets so that all your responses are going to be collected in Google Sheets, and it's easy for you to analyze in the event that you want to analyze, right? And these are some of the settings that you can choose. It's not mandatory. It's up to you depending on what type of form you are making, right? So it's all up to you. Essentially, the most important thing is to feed in your questions and publish it, and then copy the link. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. Click on the follow button for more videos like these, or you can let me know in the comment section what other video you would want me to make. Otherwise, have a good time and bye for now.